Have you ever felt the warm embrace of a distant relative who left this earth over 100 years ago? This story actually begins back in 1842, 6 years after Texas independence and the fall of the Alamo. Sam Houston was in his second term as president of the Republic of Texas. Meanwhile, 1,300 miles away, a young 24-year-old preacher was one of 6 who volunteered to serve in this new mission field. And so it was the young Reverend John Wesley DeVilbiss arrived in Texas. As a circuit rider, he spent a good deal of time in the saddle. It took him about 4 weeks to travel around his first circuit, which was nearly 400 miles around the Colorado River. 2 years later, Brother DeVilbiss made his first visit to the ancient city of San Antonio. In April 1844, he delivered the first sermon in English ever given in San Antonio. Years later, he inspired the organization of Oak Island Methodist Church.
And we're in the DeVilbiss Chapel. The congregation started meeting in this area around 1868. DeVilbiss at the time had been, he was a pastor that had started Travis Park Methodist Church in San Antonio. He also is the pastor, I don't know if you know this or not, one of our oldest churches in San Antonio is called the Little Church of La Villita. He was negotiating to buy the land for that church.
Oh, wow.
And to start it. So it was going to be a Methodist church. But being a true Methodist, he didn't understand real estate or how to do deals like that. And it ended up going into other hands. And then after a number of years, he came out here. He had his ranch out here, not too far from here. Anyway, they built this building in 1872. DeVilbiss and his sons built the pews, but then the legend is that DeVilbiss built the pulpit. These side posts here, a lot of people think are for flowers. Those are for lanterns. There was no electricity when this was built. And so for him to be able to preach, especially at night, they would have to put lanterns on both sides. So he would have that.
And now, over 140 years later, his 4th great-grandniece of his uncle, Reverend Edith DeVilbiss, felt his warm embrace as she had an opportunity to stand at his pulpit.
Please rise for the reading of the Gospel.